Hello YouTube, this is Bash bringing you here for week 3, and we are up against excellent name in the Aussie Kangaskhans, whose team consists of Latios, Clefable, Mega Scissor, Nidoqueen, Volcanion, Decidueye, Raikou, Swellow, Mienshao, and Sneasel, with Z captains being Latios and Sneasel. And my team, of course, consists of Mega Latios, Suicune, Sylveon, Alolan Muck, Donphan, Conkeldurr, Scizor, Jolteon, Blacephalon, Regirock, and Vullaby. Z captains being Donphan and Blacephalon. And before well, you know what? We'll talk about the sets real quick, briefly. But the team builder for why and which, why I brought these sets and why the EVs and IV and stuff like that are all in the team builder, just in the description below, as well as the front office members that helped me a lot this week. We got Crypto, we got Anderson. We got Anderson, BA1210. We got Brett and Visch, who really helped me out a lot this week. So for this match, and they'll definitely be put in the description below. I'll go really quick into brief, like a really summarized version of what I'm bringing this week. So we got Mega Latios here with Recover, Calm Mind, Psyshock, HP Fire, very defensive and Spadef kind of set. We got Blacephalon with Flame Charge, Flamethrower, Shadow Ball, Mind Blown, Fire MZ. We got Scizor with Expert Belt, U-Turn, Bullet Punch, Struggle Bug, HP Fire, Suicune with Protect, Toxic, More Scald, with Leftovers, very Fizz Deft. Sylveon kind of mixed, more Spadef, Leftovers, Wish, Protect, Baton Pass, Hyper Voice, and Donphan with Iap Berry. Stealth Rock's Earthquake, Knockoff Roar. That's what we got for this week. So looking at what he ended up bringing, the Latios, the Nidoqueen, the Swellow, the Scizor, Volcanion, and Raikou. Very interesting. That means he did not bring the Sneasel. Well, it wasn't really surprising because I do have a Conkeldurr and a Scizor and a Suicune that kind of wall it, but like at the same time, it really helped with Blacephalon. If it was like Blacephalon and Mega Latios. I also would like to note that I was very surprised he brought Latios because I have a Alolan Muck there, just sitting there that I could just brought and pretty much trapped it and destroyed it. And very surprised. Well, not really surprised about Swallows. Swallows can be pretty nice, honestly, against the team I have. Unless I brought like Regirock. I'll go. So looking at what the team matchup here is, I believe I'm going to lead with Donphan. I wanted to get up Rocks pretty early. Rocks are decent against, or pretty crucial for Blacephalon in order to take down Volcanion. With gaining enough chip on it. It's also really good for gaining chip on like Mega Scizor, Raikou, that kind of stuff, Nidoqueen, Latios. Oops. And so that's what we're going to go with. So I'm going to lead Donphan here. I believe it's a pretty good matchup other than, I guess, like Volcanion leading, which would have been bad. But he ends up leading Mega Scizor, which is very surprising, I guess, per se. But it kind of worked out for me anyway. Because if he tries to SD, I could always just roar it out. But I want to get Rocks for turn 1 here because I have the sturdy Iapa Berry, so that's nice as well. But I'm gonna get up Stealth Rocks right here. He Mega Evolves, and he ends up knocking off my Iapa Berry and gets a crit with it. It's not really gonna matter, I don't think, as much. I guess it doesn't really matter the crit too much. You'll see in a second why. You'll see soon why. But I get up Stealth Rocks. That's fine. That's really good, I think, for us. As on this turn, I'm going to click Roar, just try to see, because I think he's going to go for U-turn on this turn, or if he just decides to set up, I can Roar that out as well, but I was doing it more, I was expecting more of a U-turn here play into something like Volcanion, like maybe like, I don't know, like Swallow, I don't know, maybe something to scout out, maybe Latios kind of thing. So I'm just going to click Roar here. He goes for the Swords Dance here. And I get the Roar off, which is really good, meaning that I know what his set is, why he has it, and he brings in Nidoqueen. So I'm just going to go for the Earthquake here. There's no sense of over predicting. If I go for the Earthquake, this thing could be pretty much a dead Nido Queen here, and that's kind of nice, honestly. And Earthquake is pretty decent against this team, I guess. He does have 2 immunities to it, but Knockoff really he doesn't want to get knocked out by it, so I'm going to go for the Earthquake here. He shows to be Black Sludge, so I get valuable information there. He brings in Swallow, makes a great prediction here, and now I'm just going to sack off Donphan. I don't really need it here. It got up rocks, and it's kind of like my Volt Switch stopper, but like I have Megalodios so I can switch into Raikou pretty well anyway, so like, and Sylveon, so that's not the worst thing in the world. And he gets the Boom Burst off, that's perfectly fine. I'm guessing this thing is Specs, or Specs or Silk Scarf. Either what, even without the Specs though, would have taken me out, or the Silk Scarf, so it pretty much was a roll to take me out if it wasn't that, but I'm pretty sure that it is Specs anyway, so I'm gonna go into Sylveon here. Or I believe I Wish. No, yeah, I Wish, and I'm gonna go into the Megalodios here because that's my switch into Volcanion, which kind of works out for me. And he goes for the sub. That's perfectly fine, and that means that the Wish doesn't do anything, but that's perfectly fine. And Megalodios is here to pressure Volcanion. It's my switch into it. But here's the thing: the problem as I'm going to see a problem right now, as I'm going to go for Psyshock, and that doesn't actually break the sub. And now that's very scary for me, as he's going to go for Toxic, because if Psyshock doesn't break the sub, it's going to be a problem for me and with doing this, because he is Toxic sub. As I get the Psyshock to break it, and Skull doesn't do anything to me, but Toxic's going to get racked up on me. So I'm going to go for a Calm Mind on this play to ensure that I always can break the subs. But he goes into Mega Scizor here, and that's very interesting. As I go for the Calm Mind. Now here's the thing. I was contemplating this for a little bit. I'm pretty sure he was contemplating this, but for different reasons, obviously. Because I have the HP Fire for this. But here's the thing. Blacephalon can really only set up on this Mega Scizor with the Flame Charge. So, like, it was really difficult. I feel like it can only set up on this, unless Raikou is like a different like set, I guess, maybe. Or maybe Nidoqueen's knocked lower down, I guess, so I could get a Flame Charge off with it. But like other than that, it's not. Blacephalon's not going to be able to really set up on it, his team, unless or if he specs into Heat Wave, I think, with Swallow for the Scizor. But other than that, it's not really going to do like. Blacephalon's not going to have a fun time with this. So, but I'm going to go for the HP Fire anyway. And here's the reason why I want him. I don't think he's staying in anyway, but just in case, I do want to be able to take out the. I want to lower down the Scizor enough, but this will take it out. But also the fact that what's it called? What was I gonna say? Shoot. I mean, hindsight, it probably was the best play to go for HP Fire here because, as I said before, Blacephalon is the best switch in, but I was really contemplating it for a while. I mean, Psyshock, I didn't want Megalodios to go down for nothing, though, so that's the thing. As I am going to pop off HP Fire. He goes to Raikou. If I went for Psyshock, this thing would be really wrecked, but which probably was, in hindsight, the better play, but it shows leftovers, so that's good, and I get to see what kind of set this is based off of that. And I could go for Recover here. I should not lose. I will not die to a Shadow Ball here because I'm very, very bulky with a decent amount of Spadef as well. And if I get the Recover up, that means that as long as he doesn't get a Spadef drop, I should be good. And he goes to the Shadow Ball, right? And he gets the Spadef drop, exactly what he needed to be able to take out my Megalodios here, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. I mean, it's fine because I was brought down to toxic damage anyway, pretty low, so it wouldn't. And I could go into Sylveon here. Sylveon eats this for days. He gets a crit there, so 2 crits and the Spadef drop. It's not going to really matter too much in the game, as I said, because Donphan earlier with the crit doesn't really matter because Swallow took it out anyway. with the choice specs. I'm pretty sure it's choice specs, as we're gonna see later on. But I'm gonna go for the wish here, and I'm gonna wish pass into my wish pass into my Mega Audios, but he makes the aggressive play and goes for the Sludge Wave, making the correct play to make sure I don't get into Mega Audios for free. But that means I get to go into Suicune here, and I get to see what kind of set he wants to be. He goes into Raikou, and I'm gonna go for the Toxic here. Going for predicting the Volcanion, but Raikou works too, as I'm gonna go for Protect, and he's gonna try. I think he's gonna make a play to try to get into the play into Nidoqueen on the Sylveon, over predicting here. As I go for the Protect to scout out what he wants to do, and based on the fact that he doesn't have the Volt Switch, makes me he didn't go for Volt Switch there, makes me actually think that he is a Calm Mindset with leftovers, or like a subset. Which is very interesting very interesting to think about. But I get to fire off a Scald here, get some chip damage on this Nidoqueen, and it shows to be pretty bulky, to be honest. But he shows up T-Spikes, which is kind of annoying. Didn't bring any hazard removal this week, and if I brought Low Muck, it would have been very good for that. But I'm going to go for another Scald. He goes into Volcanion, very good play, as I believe I fire off the Toxic. As he goes for Toxic, I think, or I go for the Roar. I'll go for the Roar, predicting the sub, and that's fine. He goes into Swallow, and I'm going to go into Scizor at this point, because Scizor could take a hit, and this reveals if he specs or not. By the way, he right here, he got the max roll right there, pretty much with 52% with this set I'm bringing, so... But Bullet Punch takes him out here anyway, so I'm going to just go for the Bullet Punch, take this thing out, as he's going to bring in his Volcanion. Based on the fact that he is in fact bulky Volcanion, I'm pretty sure I'm going to outspeed this with Scizor, so I'm going to U-turn out and go back into Suicune, and that's good chip damage, as he's going to reveal the substitute there, and I'm just going to go for Roar. No point as to why not. I shouldn't go for Roar. As he's going to reveal Rest. So he's Sub, Rest, Toxic, and Scald. So that's very interesting. It's a really good Suicune counter set, I guess. But that means he can't really touch some of my other mods. So I could go for the Scald here, but he goes into Volcanion. And I do go for the Scald, making a misplay, but I'm just going to Roar out because he's not going to have Sleep Talk on this thing. And what I really am trying to get is in a point where Scizor is in against Suicune at the end. Or when Suicune goes down, I want Scizor in, Mega Scizor in. So I could try to get up a setup with Blacephalon here. In that case, if I can get that to work, then Blacephalon could possibly just win or just put a huge dent in this team. So... So, I'm just going to keep roaring things around. He goes into Volcanion, and I'm just going to roar again. And I finally get out the Mega Scizor, and it's the perfect timing, because I'm pretty much going to be dead next turn. 1%, as he's going to go for the Bullet Punch, take me out. And here we go, boys. We go into Blacephalon, and we're going to click the Flame Charge. He probably thinks I'm Scarf right now, so I'm still going to go for the Flame Charge here. And he goes into Raikou, and we are looking good. And also, with this damage, I'm allowed to get off another Flame Charge, meaning that I outspeed Latios, even if Latios is Scarf. So that's really good. So we get 2 Flame Charges off, and this looks like it's going to be this might be looking like a game at this point. He's gonna go and he debates for a while, but he's gonna go into Nidoqueen here. I'm gonna pop up the Z Mind Blown just in case of anything. I'm not gonna use the Z Mind Blown against anything else anyway. And there goes Nidoqueen. Get another special attack boost, and we are looking pretty good. I could claim at least probably 2 other kills. He goes into Mega Scizor. I should have gone for the Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball kills Mega Scizor, but I was just clicking buttons at this point. I go for the Flamethrower instead of the Shadow Ball, and it brings me lower in toxic poison damage. But that all that's going to matter is that Scizor is going to be able to take me out on this next turn. So instead of getting more kills with Blacephalon, I'm going to have to share some. I'm going to have to take out. Kind of play the end game better, I guess, as Blacephalon does go down to Bullet Punch, which is very interesting because I didn't know the calc for that, honestly, because I believe that must have been a very offensive Mega Scizor in order to do that. uh, based off of the set. So just let me just calc this real quick before off screen, just to make sure, because I don't remember exactly what kind of. Let's see, Blacephalon. Let's go back one turn. So I was at exactly. What was I at? 39%. Okay. I had 16, I believe, in HP. And Mega Scizor. Let's see what Mega Scizor. Scizor. Mega. Bullet Punch. Yeah, so Bullet Punch took me out here. Which is unfortunate, because if I went for the Shadow Ball, I could have gotten another kill with Blacephalon, as I said before. But oh well. So with that, that's perfectly fine. We'll deal with that. Because I do have the HP Fire on the Scizor to help with this, and Scizor can just win at this point, I think, unless Latios for some reason has. Oh well. Scizor takes out Mega Scizor here with HP Fire, and at this point, this is pretty much GG. So I can go for the U-turn. If he goes for HP Fire, that means I have Sylveon with Hyper Voice, which is absolutely annihilating. But he shows to be physical, so he's probably a D-Dance set with Latios for Earthquake for Lore Muck. So that's GG. Scizor and Blacephalon just pull out the dubs right there for us, pretty much at the end. So that's really good for us. Excellent Name called that a very impossible matchup, but I don't think there really is an impossible matchup. I think it's just a matter of how you play it in prep, I guess. But let's see. But I mean, with the right prep, you could always win. I think you could always win a game. But so I do GG to Excellent Name. Blacephalon was just, oh my god. But we will next week. We are playing BM, so that's a very good match. We do move on to 2-1. That pushes up in the standings, I believe, as there was a lot of teams that were 1-1 coming into this week. That pushes up really good as well. So, and hopefully we we keep this streak going, starting with this game. So, thank you all so much for watching. And I guess I'll check you guys. Check me out next week in the team battle that will go up next week on Friday again. And not much else to say. Let's go, New York Muse. Dash out.